Hello everyone, welcome. I hope you're all having a fun, crafty day today. In this video, I'm going to be playing with some border dies. Spellbinders has a lot of gorgeous border dies, but I just wanted to show you their latest set. This one is called Winter Borders Etched Dies. There are 8 dies in this set, and many of them you can use all year round. Some of them cut out to the edge of your paper, and then some of them just impress a design into your paper. Let me hold these up to the camera so that you can get a close-up look at these. The one I'm most excited about is this one. It cuts out some beautiful leaves, and they look like ivy leaves to me. So I'm going to be using that on my first card. This first card is going to be a Christmas card. I'm going to pull out some fern cardstock. This is such a pretty dark green, and I'll cut out this first border. I'll tape it down right up to the very edge of the cardstock, and then I'll just take it off camera and run this through my die cut machine. And here is the result. Look at those dainty leaves, it's so beautiful. But again, I think this could be used as a springtime card too. So let me pull out my all-in-one tool and just pop out the negative spaces that are still there. This will look so pretty on the side of the card. I'll just show you what it looks like on my white card base. But I decided to put a piece of light green cardstock behind this. Before we do that though, let's go ahead and try out another border die. This is the double-stitched die. And this will just impress some double-stitched lines down the side of my panel. I'll do this at the other side of the panel as well. But let me hold it up close here. Isn't that cute? All right, so my fern green panel is all ready to go. And I'll just use a little bit of dot liner behind this to attach it to the rainforest green cardstock. It would look really pretty popped up with some foam tape as well, and then have little pieces of foam tape behind the leaves. But I'm just going to attach this down flat. We'll have a little bit of a light green stripe at the right side of this card. And then I did come in with a little bit of liquid glue to glue down the leaves flat so that it wouldn't catch on anything. To add some interest to the front of this card, I'm going to use this set. It's called Holiday Blooms. I love the dies included in this set. It has some cattails and a winter rose. It has a poinsettia and some pine boughs. Just a lot of beautiful dies. So this is what is left of my Dahlia Pink cardstock. They've been out of it at the Spellbinders shop for a very long time, and I love this color, but I don't have any left. This is it, so I'm hoarding each and every little piece of this. I'm going to cut out the smallest poinsettia die with this Dahlia Pink, and then I'll use Wild Berry for the larger one, and they layer up beautifully. My sentiment comes from the Santa Lane Christmas card kit leftovers. It's going to say happy, and then I'll use a smaller sticker that says holidays. I'm just kind of placing it on the card. I don't know where I want to put it quite yet, but I decided to center it between my double-stitched lines, and then this little sentiment will go under the H and the A. It just fits perfectly under those 2 letters. Then I can start building my little floral scene. So I cut out the leaves with more of the rainforest green cardstock as well as some brushed gold. I also cut out a few of the leaves on the edge with the brushed gold, and I'll overlay a few of these on the side. I just thought it was a cute touch. I'll glue the flower together with a little bit of the Barely Arts Precision Glue. Then I'm going to flip it over and put a foam square behind it. This will just pop it up off the card a little bit and allow me to tuck the leaves and other elements under it very easily. So I'm going to add a lot of leaves down flat onto the card with just more of the liquid glue. This Holiday Blooms set is back in stock again at Spellbinders. It was so popular that it went out of stock pretty quickly once it was released. But I'll have the link to that as well as all of the other products I'm using listed in the description box. And you just click on Show More. And then if you're watching it on a computer, it just pops up to the right of the video and you'll see all of the products that I'm using with links provided if you're interested in checking any of them out. I'm putting down the center with some more of the rainforest green. And then there are all of these little dots for the center of the poinsettia, and I cut them out with brushed gold. I'm just going to place them all together in the center of this flower. Next, I'll attach it to my top folding card base, just using more liquid glue. I will add some gems to this, some gold gems from Spellbinders, and here is a close-up look at the finished card. But isn't that border just gorgeous? This is a really fun set to play with. Let me show you a close-up of a few more of the borders that I went ahead and cut out. So here is the snowflake border, the scalloped border, and a little dot or eyelet border. And this one just cuts out a strip. I thought that was so cute. But I'm going to be making these into cards next. So for card number 2, I'm using this is a really dark blue. It's called Indigo. It almost looks black, it's so dark. But I'm going to put that down on a white card base first. I'm going to do a double layer of edges on this card. And it's not going to be a Christmas card, it's just going to be an any occasion card. Next, I'll attach the Wild Berry cardstock. And I'll just use a little bit of glue this time. Sometimes it's easier to use glue because you can wiggle it in place. There we go. I love those two colors layered together. I'm using two older sets from my stash from Spellbinders. They're not too old, though. The first one is called You're Amazing, and I just love the stylized sentiment from this set, so I'm going to use that. I cut it out with more of the indigo cardstock, and I'll just glue that down flat. And then the leaves come from a set called Leafy Sprig, and it's just a small, simple set, but you can use it all year round, and it's just so pretty. It just cuts out this sprig. I cut them out with white, and then the coordinating layering dies or leaves I cut out with more of the indigo. And here is that set. It's just a small set, as you can see. So I'll glue the white leaves flat onto the card first. I'll just have them coming in off of the edge. And then I'll put a few of the coordinating leaves on top. This just adds a little more interest to this sprig. And then I'll have one coming in from the top of the card. And it's just, again, super easy and fun to put together. Let's add a few more of the blue leaves on top. And that's all there is to this card. I am going to come in with some white opal gemstones just around the sentiment. But here it is, close up and all done. You can see the impressed veins in the leafy sprig leaves. It's so pretty. Card number 3 is going to be a very quick card. I'm using a really cute embossing folder called Sweater Weather. I already cut out my snowflake die, and I'm just going to emboss some texture into this panel. This is a piece of very pale blue cardstock. It's called Glacier. I paused here to close my drapes. The sun was shining through, and it was so bright, so I thought you might be able to see this pattern and this blue cardstock a little bit better if my craft room were a little bit darker. So this beautiful sentiment is called Stylish Merry Christmas from the Celebrate the Season collection. I used this in a previous video, but I really love the look of this sentiment. So this is going to go on the front of my card, and it's such a big sentiment that there's not much room for anything else, so it's good that it's very stylized and pretty. So I cut the shadow piece out with some pink sand cardstock, and then the shadow piece as well as the sentiment die onto a piece of vellum. And then I cut out just the sentiment die with some silver foam. And I'm going to inlay these letters. Cutting it out with both of the shadow piece as well as the sentiment piece makes it really easy to inlay these letters because you know right where to put them. And the vellum just makes it have a softer look. The pink is a little bit more muted. I'm just using liquid glue to glue these in place. Here is the last letter. This will add some fun texture and shine and dimension to this card. So here it is, almost all done. I have to still inlay the vellum inside those letters. I decided to pop it up with some foam squares. And I'll just center this on the panel. This snowflake die, of course, would make a beautiful winter card. And I added a few silver smooth discs, and here it is all done. I also added some silver gems inside each of the snowflakes. I hope you enjoyed this close-up look at the Winter Borders die set from Spellbinders. There's so many fun things that you can do with this set. And again, I'll have the links listed in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you make the time to sit down and create some beautiful cards of your own today. I'll be back again really soon with another video. Take care, everyone. Bye.